from Prince George. You've heard his voice before. Cole will be calling color. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Ethan. Pleasure to be here. Firstly, what an electric atmosphere. I couldn't imagine what the home opener was like. Goosebumps at the whole intros and everything, and ready to go. You know, we talked about it earlier in the pregame. PG looking to get their first win of the season. It's a beautiful night, back in familiar territory. Let's see if they can get their first win of the season against a good team here in the Valley Huskers.
Absolutely, yes. The Valley Huskers have already defeated the Kodiaks 2 times already this season, both in the season opener and last weekend, both games down in Chilliwack. So this is it's a unique matchup still, because this is the first time the Valley Huskers have made the trip up to Prince George. They will obviously have to see how their legs are coming off of the bus from a very long road trip. And we're just moments away from kickoff. It looks as though the Prince George Kodiaks will be receiving the opening kickoff, with the Valley Huskers kicking off from broadcast left to right. Valley wearing their white jerseys with green trim and green helmets. The Prince George Kodiaks wearing their black jerseys with gold trim and black helmets. It looks as though it will be number 44 for the Valley Huskers kicking this game off. As Cole mentioned, a packed house. It looks as though it's pretty packed house here at Massage Place Stadium. Pretty comparable to that of the home opener a few weeks ago, when the Prince George Kodiaks held their first home game of the season and in franchise history against the Kamloops Broncos. An unfortunate loss, but let's see if the Kodiaks can piece together their first win in franchise history on this beautiful August night here at Massage Place Stadium. Number 44, Aiden Saunders, to kick the ball off to the Prince George Kodiaks. Number 1, Keon Raymond Jr., and number 6, Marquise Banks, back to receive the opening kickoff. We've got football here in Prince George, and here we go. The kickoff all the way to the far side of the field. A bobble by Raymond as he tries to get upfield. Scoots, breaks a tackle, still running, and gets brought down around the 21-yard line. Ball will be placed on the far hash mark for the first offensive series tonight by the Kodiaks.
Nice little recovery there by Raymond Jr. there, and able to kind of dodge a couple tackles early on, but bit of a scare there. He fumbled it a little bit, but able to make an adjustment. And not the greatest field position, but definitely doable to start the opening drive.
Absolutely. It will be Liam Oskowski, the product of Calgary, Alberta, in at quarterback for the Prince George Kodiaks. Interestingly enough, he actually leads the team in rushing yards. We were talking about this earlier in the game, but he's demonstrated an ability to just find room to run. We'll see what the opening play is as he drops under center. It's a handoff. No, play action, and he's scanning, rolls to his left, and gets brought down. I believe it was number 4, Jaden Clausen, for the Valley Huskers, that brought Oskowski down.
Yeah, once he got out of the pocket, 3 guys in the front line for the Huskers kind of ate Oskowski up there. So a tough one. Once he got out of the pocket, got in a little bit of trouble, but see what you can do here on second down.
I think it was just don't think there was any yardage gain. So it was a rush of 0 yards, so no sack. So good for Oskowski to avoid that. Second down, and he drops back, looks over the middle, it looks like, rolls a little bit to his left, rolls right, big block, and he cuts up the middle, a hurdle, and here we go. Oskowski runs up, looks as though it will be a first down for the Kodiaks. Second down, but gets the first down. Oskowski showing that ability to tuck the ball away and get some positive yardage.
Yeah, and I can see why he leads his team in rushing yards. What a great job that was. Tremendous patience, and is able to find some time. Great job by his blockers also. And the train keeps rolling here for PG.
So 1st and 10, ball placed around the 34-yard line. And a high snap, Oskowski picks it up, tries to make what he can, but it looks as though that will be a loss on the play.
Oskowski is able to grab the ball, get back up to the line of scrimmage, and that brings up second down.
I like Oskowski's composure. Despite a tough snap, no panic there from him, able to pick it up. Obviously, the loss
number 4, Andrew Johnson, the short yardage quarterback, into the game for the first time tonight. We've noticed the last few weeks he's been the short yardage quarterback. And a quick sneak, and we'll see, and that is a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see if this stands. Kodiaks are celebrating, but we'll see what gets called. As it looks, 7:34 remaining in the opening quarter. A flag on the play near the sideline. So potentially offside, a false start.
We'll see if the officials can sort it out and let us know.
It was interesting. There was no signal from the official on the play, so we'll see what they call here. Prince George celebrating like they got a touchdown. We'll see what they look for the signal here from the referee. And if they call a touchdown here, this place is going to erupt.
This will erupt, absolutely. So the penalty is against the Valley Huskers. The Kodiaks will decline that. And that is a touchdown for the Prince George Kodiaks. This marks their first time this season that they've led a game. They're up 6-0 going for the point after attempt. And it's number 38, Jack Cochran. Jack Cochran with the successful point after, a product of Scotland, of all places.
Wow.
So a kicker on the Prince George Kodiaks coming all the way from the Highlands. And he makes it 7-0 for the Prince George Kodiaks. We're going to take a quick break. More first quarter action when we get back.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, wing night Wednesdays, buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's.
The Valley Huskers looking to progress the kickoff, number 24, and he gets brought down around the 32-yard line on the far side of the field. So the Valley Huskers in a unique situation in this matchup against the Kodiaks, down early. We'll see what they can do on their first offensive drive of this game.
Obviously a 3-1 team. They're good offensively. We've seen it against PG a couple times. Big test here for the defense. Get this crowd into it and get them right back on offense.
the tackle, I believe, and thought he was actually celebrating for a second, but he actually tore his arm. So hope the best for him. Big part of this defense for Prince George. We saw it there, so we hope he's all right.
We'll take a quick break while Carson Flynn gets tended to by the medical staff. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. Let's make it 60.
That's Carson Flynn, got a little shaken up, but once again, Reese Wick, the ball carrier. Not sure if he got there.
Welcome back. Solid run on the previous play. We were away for break, so we do apologize for that. But looks as though it will be a 3rd and short for the Valley Huskers. We thank you for all those that are tuning in on BCFC TV. We apologize for the technical difficulties earlier on.
Well,
It looks as though we've got some audio coming through, so thanks to everyone who's tuning in on BCFC TV and everyone else who's also listening in on 99.3 Rewind Radio. Again, I'm Ethan Reddy. Joined with me is Cole Waldy calling color for tonight's game. And it'll actually be 1st and 10 for the Valley Huskers from the 53-yard line, outside of the field. Drop gets, drop back, quick hit towards the right side. And then it's a fumble. Coming over the side. He is down, so it was a big hit. No question why he's down after that one. Hopefully he's all right. It looks like medical staff is tending to him down on the field.
Recovers the ball and gets the crowd going. What a big point in this quarter and in this half.
Skagmora up off the field, able to walk off under his own strength. So good to see. Hopefully he's able
That's right, folks. Your Kodiaks right now on
that actually marks an interesting stat. The first forced turnover for the Prince George Kodiaks defense, as Liam Oskowski is back out on offense for the Kodiaks. Split back formation. Oskowski drops back. Quick hit to Jerome Erickson, trying to turn away and cut up field, but gets brought down. Ball will be marked at the 53-yard line, it looks like.
Jerome Erickson gets right back. Pass the line is good to gain spot.
Pick off the drive. Getting closer to midfield again. Kelsey, what an opening drive by him. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off after that first drive. He's been the go-to guy, obviously, offensively. For PG and see if we can keep it going.
So 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. 2nd and what looks to be 6. Oskowski calling his cadence. Drops back, looks left, hits number 8, but just behind. That was number 80, MD Ansel for the target, but ball was just behind him as he tried to go into what looked as though a quick slant route.
And out comes the kicking unit.
Will be the punt team out on the field for the first time. Number 17, Matthew Hay Mitchell, the punter, who actually leads the BCFC in punt average through 3 games. And back to receive is, I believe that's number 24, Christopher Rolak II. End over end punt by Kane Mitchell. And a quick hit, and that will be a no-yard goal on that. So the return, the cover team was anticipating a much longer punt out of Kane Mitchell. And that will definitely not be surprised if that is a no-yards goal being called against the Kodiaks on the punt.
Yeah, for sure. He totally called the penalty. For sure. The flags came out like hotcakes right away off the punt. So, hey, though, I think going back to that second down play, for Banzel and Laskowski, maybe a bit of a miscue on both fronts. The throw was a little bit behind him. Banzel looked like he could have caught it also. So, just trying to, I guess, connect the dots.
No yards, Kodiaks. That's going to cost his can.
Let's see if Prince George can continue to cut defensively and see if he can get the ball back in a hurry.
Well, let's call it 15
that
yards.
chemistry between quarterback and receiver is coming along. Many of these players still only, this will be their 4th time playing along the sideline together. So hopefully that connection between Skowski and Harrison has been formed, but much to do with the rest of the receiving corps. Reese White cuts to the sideline. Nearly gets brought down by Tremblay, but gets up and out to well in past midfield. And it looks as though the ball will get marked about the 50 or the 47-yard line in the Prince George end of the field. So first down for the Huskers.
Great job by Reese White. He's had a couple good runs already here tonight, and we saw that last time. Great job by him.
Huskers offense leaning on Reese White. Right at the of this offense. First and 10, and they'll go right back to White, who's going towards the other side of the field. Cuts up, gets brought down at the 5-yard line. So gain of about 2 yards on the play. So it'll be second down and 8 to go with 1:40 remaining in the opening quarter here at Massachusetts State.
Legacy Jones just on the sideline here, getting this crowd going. Started yelling up here massive plays, getting this crowd going. Good spot again in the game. Secondly, Prince George hopefully get out of the punt here for the Huskers. Big spot again here in the first quarter.
So 4 receivers on the left side, 2 of them now motioning towards the right side. So Chris Wright, single back, Jansen looks over and connects with Peyton Lake. Peyton Lake didn't have a reception, was targeted a lot last week. Comes up with his first reception of tonight, and that'll be a first down, enough to move the sticks for the Huskers. This offensive drive rolling.
Great job by Josh Jansen. A lot of patience. Very calm, simple one or two of the quarterback here for the Huskers. Cool, collected, makes a great throw. And the Huskers now trying to tie this game.
It's a battle of 2 very tall quarterbacks. Certainly have no problem seeing over their offensive line. You've got Josh Jansen, who I would imagine is 6'6". Liam Oskowski standing at 6'5". I mean, an 18-year-old in Oskowski standing at 6'5". You wouldn't think he's 18, but I'm surprised every time I chat with him of how young he is, given his height. Is just towering over me. It's a full outstretched arm flying down Mexico. Dylan Minocha gets brought down and forced out at the 20-yard line. So sweep play, receiver sweep by Minocha. Flag down on the play.
Is interfering with Chilliwack, and we are not allowed to play it when they are on the field. It's not confused. Incidentally, the penalty was holding against Chilliwack.
Holding call against Down. open to force a turnover.
To be honest, I couldn't hear you in the last 30 seconds. This place is absolutely rocked. And I love seeing the Huskers are firing up car. And the crowd has been absolutely electric so far.
Players are getting the crowd into it as best they can. The crowd is more than willing to get into it. Josh Jansen raises up. He gets brought down, stands up. And that will be a save. To wrap up the opening quarter. That opening quarter, well, it was brought to you by Canadian Tire. So a big sack from the defense to wrap up the first 15 minutes of play here at Massage Place Stadium.
Yeah, Josh Jansen, I think he was too happy at that call. He thought he was still able to make the play. Didn't think he got sacked. Saw him show his displeasure at the officials. Thought he was still going to make a play. Maybe get a bit of a break, however you want to see it. Prince George, you think it's a sack. Maybe if you're for the Huskers, you don't think it's a sack. But on the field, it is a sack. And big second quarter, Prince George ahead. Lots to like early on.
Absolutely. So it will be a third down for the Valley Huskers. Obviously, I mean, I can understand the competitive nature in Josh Jansen getting frustrated, thinking that he was still up on the field. But there does come a point where the referees do have to take in consideration player safety. So they may not agree with it, but certainly not the officials not wanting him to get taken any extra contact on the play. So it will be third and long for the Valley Huskers. Keon Raymond Jr. back to receive, standing at about the 10-yard line for this punt.
Yeah, very good point. 18 to 23-year-old kids in a very high contact sport.
Yes.
Probably smart to, acknowledge the player's safety early on. Hopefully for long careers for some of these guys going down. So very good point, Ethan Reddy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've played the game a few years myself, so I'm always one for player safety. And Aiden Saunders, a booming kick towards the sideline. Keon Raymond catches it around the 20-yard line. Gets to about the 29-yard line. And there is a flag on the play. We'll see whether that was a no yards. It looked like there was quite a bit of traffic around Raymond Jr. there.
Yeah, looks like he got a couple of yards there. We'll see what they call, but some sort of positive yardage off the punt. That was a very good punt also.
Yep.
Prince George back just shy of the 30-yard line. So let's see what they can do here. Second quarter, you're ahead on home field. Lots of like. We've said it all broadcast so far. On the defensive end, offensively, they have been good also. So for the entirety of four quarters, let's see how they can keep it consistent and try and stay ahead.
And again, the Prince George Kodiaks leading this game 7-0, 14:46 remaining in the second quarter now, as the ball, it looks as though there was a penalty and no yards call against the Valley Huskers. So the ball will get moved up to about the 44-yard line inside the Prince George side of the field. So good field position for the young Kodiaks offense.
Big spot here. Let's see if Volkowski can keep it rolling here for Prince George.
It'll be a handoff to Keanu Brown, who tries to work himself through the traffic of around the line of scrimmage, and will be a gain of a few yards. And
Curious to see what they go with here on second down. If they go back to the air, the run game hasn't been awesome so far for Prince George, but when they've gone to the air, they have been very successful. Let's just see if they go back to that in the second quarter. Don't want to get too predictable, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
absolutely. We'll right and heads upfield, but gets brought down about the 40-yard line. So the Huskers handed some very good field position after that failed trick play on the punt by the Kodiaks, and they'll probably just look to chip away, as mentioned, leaning on the running game from Reese White. A few positive yards on the play.
Again, another massive spot in this football game. Just with the field position, where we are in the game, Kodiaks ahead. Let's see if the D can turn it up here. Big spot again here in this football game.
So quads right for Josh Jansen, 4 receivers to his right side, and he bootlegs to the right, looks towards the sideline and gets connected with number 15, David Coronando. Coronando with a big touchdown play last week. He had the ability to get in behind the secondary of the Kodiaks, and he comes up with a first down play early for the Valley Huskers here.
Great job by Jansen. He's so cool as a cucumber out there. He's been so fun to watch so far for the Huskers, out of the pocket with ease, able to make that throw. Not an easy throw, had a small window to throw it, and executes.
So a balanced formation for the Huskers. Hand off to Reese White, who finds a wide open hole and gets flipped up, but gets brought down around, I think it's the 14-yard line, and there is a late flag on the play on the near side field. It looks as though Coronando is trying to plead his case with the official, but a flag on the play.
I can't stop talking about Jansen. Not just Jansen, but also Reese White. Those two have been setting the table so far for the Huskers offensively all night long, and keep giving the ball to White, but also we've seen Jansen execute so many passes. It's a great problem to have, especially where they are in field with their field position right now.
As Josh Jansen threw for over 200 yards last week, he did have a touchdown in last week's performance, but it was definitely overshadowed by the performance out of Reese White. 82 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns for the Valley Huskers. He's showing exactly what he's able to do. A small running back, but he's very strong
of his body, so showing his ability to just break through tackles, especially those high tackles from the D linemen and linebackers trying to bring them down high, and able to power through the tackles and stay up for positive yardage.
Down here, again, the Kodiak players trying to get this crowd back into it, get some life. They've been great all along this fan base of Prince George. Brand new team in this league, and the turnover of these fans has been so good for this city.
Well, and people keep filing in. There's people also, I mean, I think the stands here inside the Princeton Basketball Stadium are packed. Fans continue to file. John Mason draws back, looks to his left, trying to connect to him. He's wide open, number 28, and in for the touchdown. Number 28, Andrew Long.
The ball carrier, touchdown, Kodiaks.
Lineback just skips out unseen from the Kodiaks defense. Wide open little pass, a little dump play by Josh Jansen. He bubbles in untouched for the touchdown. Bring this one close to being even. We'll see how the point after goes for the Huskers.
And rolling
Job
the
again there by the Huskers, just keeping the chains moving. Josh Jansen doing it easy, and this game, well, let's see if it's tied.
Reed Saunders to kick the point after attempt. And that splits the uprights. That's a 7-7 ball game.
The extra point is good, and it is
More
an even
second
ball game.
quarter action coming up after the break. What's that, sorry? It went right into the second quarter. Yeah. 11:45 remaining in the second quarter, which is brought to you by Valley Electric. Thank you for those tuning in on 99.3 Rewind Radio, as well as those who are watching our stream on BCFC TV. The Valley Huskers tie this one up 7-7 up on the scoreboard following a touchdown reception by number 28, Andrew Locke, for the Valley Huskers. And it will be Aiden Saunders getting ready to kick the ball off to the Prince George Kodiaks. Marquise Banks and Keon Raymond Jr. back to receive the kickoff. A little bit of a short kick. And the ball goes out of bounds. So an illegal kick on the kickoff will be called against Aiden Saunders. So that will definitely give the Kodiaks some very good field position to start this drive.
Yeah, Saunders just kind of topped it. It's kind of a weird one, but luckily for Prince George, they get a bit of a break. Again, great field position to start the drive. Couple quick tune-outs for PG. Let's see if they can make an adjustment, get something going, and get back in the lead. You told me it's 7-7, 11:44 to go in the second quarter. Prince George taking it any day of the week. A great spot here to take the lead again.
Absolutely. So 11:44 remaining in the second quarter. Of course, Kodiak's game is being powered by the Prestige Treasure Cove Resort. 7-7 ball game. Clock is now ticking. 11:40 remaining in the half. Leon Moskowski and the offense break their huddle. 3 receivers to the left side, the strong side of the field. Ball placed on the near hash mark. Moskowski drops back, looks to connect to Owen Lang, in and out of his mitts. Just hit him in the gut, dropped right to the turf.
Yeah, I got to make that play. Obviously, it was a great throw by Moskowski. Nothing too crazy with it. Just got to make that play. But second down here, see if Prince George can move the chains and reset on down.
Second and 10, ball placed about the 40-yard line, near side of the field when it comes to hash marks. The offense breaks the huddle. It looks like the 4 down linemen for the Valley Huskers on this play. Trying to get the pressure, and they jump up side. With about 3 out of the 4 D linemen jump a little early on the play. So offside on the Valley Huskers, I would assume, would be the play, or the call on the play, rather.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be outside and it's going to move up. So CG gets another little break, and see if they can capitalize on these penalties here from the Huskers as the ball's going to move up here a little bit here in the second quarter.
Second and 5 for the offense.
Offside, Gilliland.
The ball will now be placed at the 45-yard line now. This ball still being placed on the near side hash mark of the field here at Massage Place Stadium. 10:40 remaining in the quarter. Split back formation either side of Oskowski. 3 receivers to the left side. He drops back, looks right. And that falls incomplete. Trying to connect with number 19, Evan Ingram, along the sideline. Falls incomplete, and it'll be a 3rd down for the Kodiaks.
Yeah, Ingram was in kind of a tough spot there. Kind of got wrapped up by the Husker. Scouts try to make a play again in a really tight area, but unable to do so. And the punt team comes back out for the Kodiaks. And big spot now for Josh Jansen and his group to try and take the lead here on the road.
Kay Mitchell back to punt. Number 24, Rolak Jr. back to receive. We'll see if he comes up with another big return. End over end punt, but it's caught in the air. Rolak heading towards the sideline, but gets wrapped up and tackled by a gang of the Kodiaks on the 35-yard line.
Christopher Rolak grabs the ball and runs it up for about 5 yards and is dropped at 20.
How the legs would feel after the long bus ride up to Prince George. We saw the Kodiaks score early, and now it's slowly starting to play. The Huskers have kind of gotten their feet under them, starting to play a little bit sharper ball. You know, we saw their touchdown earlier. We see Josh Jansen get better with every drive. So they can see on that in the second quarter.
Brown getting behind their defense here. George, John Lennon. line to the Prince George end of the field. A big run. Reese White just demonstrating his ability to power through contact and come up with big plays.
Sean Alexander, like they're from Reese White, flying up the right side. Just a little thing. He just stepped by, did a great job. And it's a massive play here for the Huskers.
9:15 remaining in the quarter. 7-7 ball game. Has been pulled now. Far side, half mark of the field. Three receiver set to the left of Jansen. And play action. Jansen looks towards the far side. And gets broken up by two-run right receiver. A big defensive play. Sorry, number 21. Big defensive play by Donovan on that one. As he came back, the receiver was wide open, but he came back, closed in, and broke up the play.
Josh Jansen by 42 on that run. Massive run. Good job there by PG.
8:40 remaining in the quarter. Jansen drops back to pressure. Kodiaks force Jansen down to the turf. It'll be a 3rd and long. So punting play, Aiden Saunders in for the punt. Big defensive stop for the Kodiaks. Snap bounces off the turf. Marquise Banks trying to track it, and the punt will go out at about the 31-yard line. It looks like the official marked that. Kodiak's offense back out onto the field. Some strong defensive performance out of the Kodiaks. And I don't know, week after week this team's getting better, but this crowd is also, I'm sure, playing a factor in this.
Yeah, 100%, especially on the defensive end. There's just been an awesome atmosphere. I said it time and time again, the players did a great job getting this crowd into it also, and that's a terrific atmosphere. The offense, though, for Prince George struggled in this quarter. Let's see if they can make some sort of adjustment on this offensive drive. It seems like the Huskers did a pretty good job defensively, only limiting 7 points with that opening drive. So we'll see if Prince George can make some sort of adjustment offensively. And on the same token, PG's kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple times offensively, a couple drop passes and stuff. So we'll see if they can, just tighten up a little bit offensively.
Absolutely. Marvin Pope, the defensive coordinator for the Kodiaks. Currently, he's got his defensive unit all huddled up on the sideline, so going over a few changes, some tweaks perhaps to their defensive scheme, but certainly playing much. This is the best I've seen this defense perform this season, so certainly probably just trying to get to ensure his defense continues this rhythm, this momentum that they've found as Kodiak's offense is out on the field. Oskowski drops back, looks, scanning the field, tries to tuck it, and gets brought down. There is a flag on the play. Oskowski just taking far too much time in the pocket as it closed in on him. Usually we see him tuck the ball and try to get some yardage on the ground, but we didn't see that on that play. There's a flag on the play. I believe it may be a holding call on the Kodiaks.
Yeah, that's what it is, a holding call. Second long here for
holding called against the Kodiaks. The penalty has been declined.
Oskowski, got to think they're going to go
second down
to the air here and sling one and try and get some sort of spark and get a first down.
So it will be second and very long for the Kodiaks offense as they break their huddle. 4 down linemen for the Huskers defense, likely trying to get some pressure on Oskowski as he draws back, looks for a quick hit to Jerome Harrison, and there it is, once again, that connection. Jerome Harrison
ball is against the Kodiaks.
I believe it's an unsportsmanlike
First
conduct
down
penalty
review.
on the play. I'm not sure what may have been the celebration on the play. I'm not sure, but it will bring the ball back. It still will remain a first down for the Kodiaks. It certainly takes away a lot of that positive yardage that they gained from that big play. Skowski hands off Keanu Brown, who tries to cut back, heads towards the sideline, tries to break loose and gets the ball about the 24-yard line. 6:54 remaining in the second quarter, and we've got a tie game, 7-7 between the Huskers and the Kodiaks here at Massage Place Stadium.
What a night here in Prince George. The weather here has been absolutely fantastic. Great night for football. The crowd's loving it. It's been a really entertaining night so far.
This might be the first time you've called a game in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, it is. It actually is, without question. It's usually suit and tie and a cold hockey rink.
Yes.
Nice to mix it up a little.
Skowski directing traffic ahead of this play. Split backs, drops back, scanning the field, some pressure, and gets brought down from behind. Number 7 from the Valley Huskers.
Skowski hauls down behind the line of scrimmage,
sack.
and that brings up third down.
I believe that's his third sack of this season, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's his third sack this season.
Yeah, big sack there. For the Huskers, been a tough one, and Prince George struggling to get to midfield, and got to give credit where credit's due. The Huskers done a really good job defensively, making it a little bit tougher for Prince George as this game's progressed.
So the Huskers will actually have 2 players back to return this one, trying to make as much as they possibly can from this return. Rolak Jr. receives, tries to head towards the strong side of the field, trying to get an edge. He gets brought down by number 89. Flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play.
Obviously, they have a better look at it than we do, but I'd like to call it a great tackle. That was a great punt, also. Forced the Huskers back a little bit. Yeah, made an adjustment on the return, but
penalty is a face mask penalty against Chilliwack.
Actually, a face mask against the Huskers. Why they're getting their hands up and face mask on returning a right, I'm not sure, but someone on the return team guilty on that one, and it moves the offense back. The ball placed about the 31-yard line on the near side hash mark of the field. The Valley Huskers are looking to march broadcast right to left here on this offensive drive. A handoff to Reed White, takes towards the far side of the field, cuts back, spin move, gets brought and stood up by Keon Raymond on the play. Just dropped the shoulder on that one.
At about the 45-yard line.
there again by Keon Raymond, trying to make it a little bit tougher for Reese White. He's had a really terrific night so far. Raymond, I totally tell you, just like these guys defensively. Throwing his weight around and another big hit.
Raymond Jr. having a slow start to the season, but has really found his way the last few weeks, starting to set things up, become a true leader, both vocally as well as just in his performance. The Valley Huskers on 2nd and 6 on the play. Minocha in motion, handoff to number 9, a lot hard of the Huskers. He gets wrapped up, brought down.
Still limit the yardage there for the Huskers. A great play, great tackle. Third down now for the Huskers. That gets us crowd excited here in Massage Place.
Absolutely. So a third down play.
The Kodiaks would like to thank McDonald's for all their continued support throughout the season.
Much stronger performance out of the Kodiak defense, just doing what they can to prevent as much damage from a player like Reese White. The secondary doing what they can to limit the impact that Josh Jansen has. Saunders to kick the ball. There's an onside player, though. There's that play very quickly whistled down. The Huskers did have a player onside, so it looked as though they were intentionally designed for a punt to have as much hang time as they possibly can, get their player under it. It also looked as though the onside player wasn't really wanting to recover the ball.
Yeah, that was interesting. The ball straight up there, so much angle, like you said. And yeah, no one really went for it. They just started talking. They were all in the line. But it looks like the Chiefs got the ball in midfield here. Late in the second quarter, Imagine Prince George was able to get some points here. Close out the half, a lot of momentum. They would get going in the second half. So I've said it time and time again, but a big spot in this game.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. Ball placed inside the valley end of the field. And it's a sweep play to Jerome Erickson, who looks to cut up and gets brought down by James Moore.
Jerome Harrison gets up to the line of scrimmage.
My apologies. Number 4, Jaden Clausen
2nd down.
of the Huskers defense. Clausen actually coming into this game leading the Huskers in tackles. Also has had 2 sacks on the season, a forced fumble as well as an interception. So a big impact player for the Huskers, and he comes up with an impact play there to shut down the sweep from Erickson. 2nd and 9. Oskowski drops back, scans left, finds Ingram. Another flag, 4 flags. There's 3 flags. I mean, you'd think the officials would have done their laundry before coming up to the game, but clearly still getting some chores done. 3 flags down on the field here at Massage Place Stadium. We'll see who the guilty parties are.
Yeah, there's been a ton of flags so far here tonight. Those flags probably slowly but surely getting some grass stains.
I think last week actually very much similar. I mean, these 2 teams had a very rough game. A lot of whistles, a lot of flags rather coming after the whistle. There was about 32 or 34 penalties getting called in that game. Well over 300 yards being dished out to the teams combined. So for the most part, though, however, the penalties that have been getting called tonight have been within the whistles and not after. So it seems like as though the teams have been given a stern talking to from their coaching staff ahead of this one.
It was quite funny from the crowd when they did the penalty on Prince George, a bit of a sigh, and then out this penalty on Chilliwack, and everyone started cheering again. So kind of all over the place there, but nonetheless, big spot again a good spot rather for Prince George. He'd take us any day of the week. Let's see if Oskowski can get back to work here and do what he does best. And he's been very good to the air here. Let's see if he does that again.
Absolutely. 2:40 remaining in the second quarter. Ball placed at the 48-yard line. Oskowski, a flag on the play, tries to connect. And incomplete. The play intended for number 86, Andrew Brown, I believe it was. Andrew Brown was the intended target. He was also proven to be a deep target for Oskowski, but unable to come up with a reception on that one.
Oskowski staying out there, so either they're going for it or maybe the penalty on the Huskers. It's going to move up, so we'll see what they call. There's silence at Massive Place Stadium. It's been so loud here.
Oh my God. Everyone's just trying to figure out what's going on.
Everyone's just waiting to see,
So it looks as though the officials are bringing the ball back. So
Offside, Kodiaks.
on the Kodiaks, offside is the call.
3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd down.
Scout's going to stay out there, Ethan. I think he's going to stay in.
Exactly. But Oskowski staying in. Huskers declined the penalty, so the ball will be placed at its original spot. 3rd down. So it looks to be about 4 yards. So we'll see offense. We'll see how.
First goal left, the Prince George ball. He comes up with the gas.
Kodiaks will call a timeout. Oskowski still favoring that foot. We'll take a quick 30-second break. More Kodiaks action coming up after this. Welcome back. Timeout by the Kodiaks offense. Before we get this offensive drive continued, just a little bit of a mention for the Kodiaks 50-50. Head on over to kodiaksfootball.rafflenexus.com to get your 50-50 tickets. Last time I checked, the jackpot was up to $4,800. So certainly get your tickets. Oskowski dropped it back. Some contact on the receiver. Ground on that one as Oskowski trying to connect with his receiver over the middle. And flags thrown.
Yeah, I think Sam Henneberg's got a little bit too much of the Kodiak in the end zone, and that's a pass interference any day of the week. So PG gets another chance here to see if they can take the lead here late in the first half. And if they're able to score here, man, this place is going like it's not been rocking already. It has been, but big spot here. Let's see if PG can get this place going once again.
Well, the last time the Kodiaks had a home game,
Ball goes against Kilowatt.
Caribou lost the
The ball is now on the 2-yard line.
Massive stadium this weekend for the Kodiaks game. Number 4 in at quarterback for the short yardage play, trying to plunge forward. And a touchdown. Jason Johnson.
See, they're able to add on up after, and then big spot for this defense. You want to keep this crowd going, doing it halftime and ahead. So still some time for the Huskers and their group to get back offensive and see if they can get the extra point here.
Jack Cochran looks to kick the point after. Flicks the upright. That's 14-7 for the Prince Kodiaks. Getting ready to kick this ball away to the Valley Huskers after the Prince George Kodiaks make this a 14-7 ball game. Kodiaks with the lead, a single score lead. Takes it away, a little bit of a fumble, and the Valley Huskers are able to jump back on it as their offense comes out onto the field.
this by the PG defense. They did a really good job.
Inside the Valley Huskers end up
he's able to pick it up around the 43.
First down play for the Huskers to get their offense rolling.
And I say that Josh Johnson throws an absolute dart, and here's how the Huskers went right now. Late first half.
30 remaining in the second quarter, which is brought to you by Valley Electric. Pair of touchdowns from Anthony Johnson against Kodiaks on 4.7. Again, drop back, looked to his right, connected late. He was running completely untouched. He's running along the sideline, gets brought down around the 24-yard line. So
once again, Peyton Lake carries the ball. He gets it all the way up to the 25.
Allowed Peyton Lake to just rumble up the sideline for a gain of about 40 yards on the play.
Folks, you still got 1 minute in this third quarter.
Right now, offensively, still a minute 10. Now they got a lot of time to try and score. Time to get up on the break.
1:10 remaining in the second quarter. Off the Manson, offense 10, 25-yard line. Handoff to Reese White, who finds a hole, splits the defense, gets brought down from behind. Keon Raymond with the tackle on the
Reese
ball
White
gets brought down
tackled
about the
on the
5-yard
1 yard
line.
line.
I give the ball right back to Reese White. He has been flying all night long. So many, I'm not sure what his
Well, let's call it
yards
6
are
yard
right
line.
now in this game, but I'm going to say lots.
And we'll get some
Another
knockers
Reese
for the
White.
offensive
Josh
kick.
I would give it right back to Reese White.
To try to do the Valley Huskers. Lining up the side, stop, see if they go back to it like they do.
Spot now for the Huskers. Not much room to go. You give it right back to Reese White.
Kodiaks are leading for Welcome Alpena Physiotherapy and Wellness with their sponsor board. Saunders with the field
Seconds
goal.
remaining
That's
here
good for
in the
the
second
3-point.
quarter, which is brought to you by Valley Electric. A quick 30-second break coming up. back. The Prince George Kodiaks will take a quick knee to just run out the remainder of the clock here in the second quarter to get them into the locker room with a 14-10 lead at halftime against the Valley Huskers. Moskowski will take another knee. I'll run out the remainder of the clock. We will have our halftime show coming up in just a few moments. We'll be joined by the president of the Prince George Kodiaks, Craig Briere, a good friend of mine. Gotten to know him very well over the last year and a half as the Prince George Kodiaks came to be. Obviously, the work on this team long before then, but it's been a joy to kind of see this all come to fruition to the point where we're having game days much like tonight, where it's a packed house here inside Massage Place Stadium. The crowd is well behind their team here in Prince George, and the arrival of junior football here in the North also to be celebrated. Just wanted to run out the rest of the clock here in the first half. Second down. It actually looks like the Kodiaks will run a play, so they won't run out the remainder of the clock. They're actually going to run an offensive play here with 18 seconds remaining in the half. Oskowski drops back. Quick hit to Piano Brown, who finds an opening, gets around midfield. There is a flag in the Kodiaks backfield.
Yeah, nice run there. Time for probably 1 or 2 more plays, but we'll see what the flags are going to
Call is against the Kodiaks.
Holding call
Second down
against the
repeated.
Kodiaks. So it'll be a repeat. Second down repeated. 8.1
Well, that's
seconds
second down.
remaining. Kodiaks 14-10 right now in favor of PG up on the scoreboard. I want to thank everyone tuning in on 99.3 or Rewind Radio, as well as watching through our stream on BCFC TV. Kodiaks games being powered by the Prestige Treasure Cove Resort. It's a second and long for the Kodiaks offense. 5.8 seconds remaining on the clock. I'm sure Keon Raymond just wanted to get his team into the locker room for halftime to regroup and game plan for the second half here at Massage Place Stadium as the officials are getting things sorted out down at the field level.
That's been a long couple minutes here trying to figure it out. Put the ball on, figure it out, and I think they're now ready for rock. Regardless, what a half for Prince George. You know, I had 14-10. Did a lot of good things this half. Going into the break, it's been really fun to watch.
Absolutely. A pair of touchdowns from Andrew Johnson, the Prince George product, to get Kodiaks up with 14 points. So Skowski drops back, looks backside, and more flags on the play with 1.7 seconds remaining. Looks like Will St. Hubert gesturing as if he may be guilty, but it looks as though he doesn't agree with the call. So another holding call against the Kodiaks.
Time for one more play.
Holding. Kodiaks. Decline. Third down.
It will be third down. Third and long for the Kodiaks. Huskers defense swapping around, secondary heading towards the strong side. Skowski under center, takes a snap, hands off to Piano Brown, who finds a hole, tries to head towards the sideline, gets wrapped up and brought down at the 40-yard line. And that will do the opening snap here at National Stadium. Central Kodiaks ahead 14-10. Hometown crowd for a massive push at the halftime show. Coming up after this.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mound.
While we're setting up, though, folks, I'm going to let you know about some more of the fantastic sponsors that have helped us put on this season. And our thanks go out to McDonald's, Park City Motors, W Lumber, Peterbilt Pacific, White Spruce Enterprises, Kodiaks Chrome, All West Glass, PG Rental Center, and Altea Physiotherapy and Wellness. Once again, we thank those sponsors for their support, and we urge you to use those businesses when you have need of the services they offer.
Welcome back. This is the Prince George Kodiaks halftime show. The Kodiaks up 14-10 against the Valley Huskers, their second home game of the season. We're joined by president of the organization, Craig Briere, a good friend of mine. It's nice to have your team up at halftime.
You know what? It's been a great atmosphere, great environment. I think our fans came to cheer. Our team came to play. The team had a little bit of a doldrum there in the second quarter, but really at the end of the day, they put together a couple good drives. Defense is playing better. Overall, we look to these guys to progress every week, and this week they've progressed continually. I sort of see it on the field and score.
And I think the biggest improvement has been on the defensive side. A few struggles the last few weeks. I know players like Dion Raymond have struggled to kind of find their place in this defense. But they're the ones coming up with big plays. How have you kind of seen the progression of the defensive unit?
So I think really the defense is tackling better. They're understanding their responsibilities, they're executing better. They're not giving up the big plays that we gave up in the first three games. So, we've got a couple injuries right now with Yak and with Carson Flynn out. So it hurts our secondary a little bit, but really the defense is starting to gel, come together, and starting to play as a unit, and that's what we're seeing today.
And now let's talk about just the game day experience here at Passage Point Stadium. You've kind of pieced together a few, interactive activities around the stadium when it comes to game day. So perhaps for those that are listening at home that aren't here, obviously you want them here, but what's going on around the stadium that perhaps can draw them to the next home game?
Well, I think if you can't hear the excitement on the broadcast, you're missing it. We want our fans to be the loudest, proudest fans in the country, and you're starting to see it come together today. When our defense on the field, they're loud, they're disrupting the play. They're figuring it out. So, our atmosphere here, it's a party. We got $5 beers, we got hot dogs, we got food trucks. The whole plan was to have an event, to have everybody get out, come out, celebrate, have a good time. The weather's beautiful, and the football's amazing.
And that's exactly what you wanted. You wanted this to be a party on Saturday nights here in Prince George.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess, is there anything else coming up for the Kodiaks in the coming weeks when it comes to either game day experience or even just for the organization itself?
Well, we've got a few items that we're working on right now. We're looking for a cheer squad. We've got an information night this Tuesday at the Hurt Community Center at 7 p.m. That's the next component we'd like to bring to the game day experience, having a full cheer squad out there cheering on the team, and the fans excited and interactive. September 10th, it's our next home game. We're going to pack the park. That's our goal, pack the park. Let's show the country that we can put 5,000 to 6,000 people in Massive Stadium and rock it out.
And I guess that's the other thing. Obviously, we've been seeing a lot of the Valley Huskers as of late, but you've played in this league. You know how big it is. How big is the Canadian Junior Football League?
Well, Canadian Junior Football League spans all across Canada. You've got teams all the way from, from BC all the way through Ontario. Junior football is growing. More teams have been added in the last few years than the last decade. It's a great opportunity for young men to continue their football career, as well as get jobs in the trades. If they're not going to university, but also prepare themselves for when they already go to university. So junior football is growing. There's places all across Canada that are seeing a surge. And Prince George is one of them. We're the smallest market in Canada, but we have the biggest market. We're seeing out there today.
And I guess, we're now just our second home game here in Prince George for the Kodiaks. A few games under their belts. From your position, how much feedback have you received about just what the Kodiaks are doing here in Prince George?
We're getting nothing but positive feedback. We're hearing about our players in the community. Our guys are giving back. We're hearing from fans that are excited. We're seeing kids enjoying their experience. Really, when we wanted to bring junior football to Prince George, we wanted to complement our sporting scene. We wanted to, add something in that summer, early fall, so that we could get people out cheering on. Kodiaks have had a great position where we're working with our other sports organizations in town. The Prince George Cougars are here tonight. We're working with the Prince George Spruce Kings. We'll be at the UMBC men's and women's soccer games this weekend. We've got all these things coming together, and the Kodiaks want to be a part of really enhancing the sport team in Prince George.
Absolutely. And the win tonight will do wonders for the organization. That's Craig Briere, president of the Prince George Kodiaks. Thank you for joining us. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard with my man JD back in the studio coming up after the break.
Thanks, buddy.
Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mountain.
Let's go 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes on the clock. Welcome back to Massage Place Stadium, where the Prince George Kodiaks are up 14-10 against the Valley Huskers. We're just moments away from the second half getting underway. The third quarter, which will be brought to you by Forest Power Sports, just moments away as the captains approach midfield for the second half. A big first half for the Prince George Kodiaks. Some big plays, strong performance out of their defense. Cole, this is your first taste of Kodiaks football here in Prince George. What do you think?
I love it. This is unbelievable. This is so good for Prince George. Just to see full buildings, right? It's been a long time coming, getting everything set up, and it's so nice that junior football here in the summer in Prince George, and just the turnout has been incredible. I just think for the city, it's so refreshing. Obviously, you have your hockey, men's league sports, you have your UNBC, but to have this, it's a different feel, and it's been so cool to see it build and how successful it's been. Not just on the field, but off of it also. So many good things to see. Thumbs up to everyone involved getting this ready this season, the inaugural season. From the outside looking in, it seems like it's been a slam dunk so far.
Oh, absolutely. And we're just moments away from the third quarter getting underway. But as you said, it's kind of an untapped market here in the sports scene here in Prince George. You've got a packed house here at Massage Place Stadium, and all this crowd is looking for is the Kodiaks to be up on the scoreboard when that final quarter hits zeros. Noah Schneider placing the kick for the kickoff, which will be brought to you by DMC Chartered Accountants to get the third quarter and the second half underway. Noah Schneider, product of Yorkton, Saskatchewan, getting ready to kick it off to the Huskers. And here we go, second half here at Massage Place Stadium. And Rolak Jr. returning, breaks through a little bit of the defense or the coverage team with Kodiak, gets brought down at the 35-yard line. A flag on the play. We saw flags throughout the first half. It almost seems like it was fair to have a flag on the opening play of the third quarter.
Yeah, the trend continues into the second half. Just looking at the first half, when you look at the numbers, pretty tight on both sides. It's really come down to execution on the other side. Scoring early, obviously huge. You know what? That fumble, that big hit at midfield, probably the difference of that first half of the game. So, credit to the Kodiak team. They've done a good job. It's going to be tough, but you got to contain the run game of the Huskers. 186 yards, I should say, rather than 84 yards courtesy of Reese White. So they got to minimize it.
Absolutely. Valley Huskers taking to the field for their first offensive play of the second half. Down by 4 here against the Kodiaks. Unique territory for the Huskers. Typically used to being up against this Kodiaks team. Josh Jansen in at quarterback. 4 receivers set, 2 of them motioning to the left side of the field. Reese White in the backfield, and it's a handoff to Reich, who quickly cuts towards the sideline, tries to cut upfield, and gets brought down around midfield, 55-yard line. So a gain of about 5 yards by White on the play.
So many good options with obviously with Josh, with Jansen's club. Been all night long running how the second half's going to go, with the crowd and just all around.
14 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Josh Jansen rolls to his right, looks to connect to Minocha, and he does, and it's a bit of a spin out of contact, and it's a first down reception by Minocha. I believe he's the top receiver in their offensive. Yes, Minocha coming into this game with 13 receptions. English is hard. 175 yards and a touchdown early in the season. He comes up with another reception just there for the Huskers to get them in past midfield and first down. 13:30 in the third quarter. Jansen hands off to Reese White, who finds a hole to the right side and gets wrapped up and brought down.
Once again, Reese White, the ball carrier, and he's able to
White.
get about 5 yards.
It's a gain of about 5
Now he's been
yards.
slow to come up from the
Ball
punt.
down to the 40-yard line.
There was a late hit in a field.
Corbin Brown is down on the field. Now being rescued by the
For
Kodiaks.
the Huskers, it was a late hit. He was already on the ground. The whistle already blew and the hit was delivered. So, I'm not sure they're going to call anything or not. But
Corbin Brown from
looked
Vanderbilt
like the hit was a little bit late, but nonetheless,
is the provincial all-star D-line. Remember?
Corbin Brown.
He's unemployed.
And he gets up and looks to be able to walk off on his own accord. So good to see. He's not seriously injured on the play. He'll likely beeline it for the bench and get looked over by the training staff for the Kodiaks. The Valley Huskers now facing a second and 4. Red on the play. So not sure whether this will be for the
Keon Raymond's hot on the PG sideline. Had some words for the official. I'm not sure if they just gave him a flag right now.
See what gets called. So Zach Poirier getting pulled back by a teammate of his as he's trying to make a few words to the officials.
I think Raymond, he has a case to plead there. Yeah, I don't know if it's an attempt to injure or not, but just the way it transpired, it looked kind of dirty from out here. And again, Keon Raymond not backing down. He's not pleased on the sideline.
Well, from my perspective, seeing, number 99 coming in, running backs already getting brought down to the field. What could your actions of just trying to create some last-second contact on the play really create, other than the risk of potentially injuring someone? We just saw it with Corbin Brown now on the sideline.
All of that after the call went against Kilowatt.
For the Kodiaks. So his ball is getting brought back. Penalty against Kilowatt. Ball will be placed at the 54-yard line. Just past midfield, so ball being placed on the short side of the field. Second and long, Josh Jansen drops the pass, looks for Minocha, gets hit by
Complete to Dylan Minocha. He's got the ball at the 30.
Yeah, great job by Minoka again. Bit of a delay there between plays, but Jansen goes right back to the arm and opening for good pass.
James after the second and long place. Jansen, if he can just sit in the pocket and find Minocha, top target of his in this offense, running in past the linebackers and throwing the secondary and up for a first down. Jansen will hand off to Reese White, who looks to cut towards the sideline, finds an edge, cuts past the defense and gets brought down.
Reese White wants to be the ball carrier. He's able to run up for about 8 yards.
Gain of about 8 yards, and the ball will get placed at about 22-yard line.
We saw the hit from Barnum that we put short. Staple wasn't pleased with, but right there, that's a terrific block by Barnum. The difference probably for a couple of yards for White coming down the left side. So really good block there on the front line there for the Huskers.
Matthew White being attended to on the field.
So there is a Valley Husker down on the field being tended to by the training staff. So we will take a quick break. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks. Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mountain.
Welcome back. A first down by Reese Wyke again for the Valley Huskers. Gets the Huskers to within the 20-yard line inside the Huskers end of the field. Ball being placed at about the 19-yard line, just slightly inside the far side hash mark with 11:12 remaining in the third quarter. It's brought to you by Forest Power Schools. Josh Jansen hands off to Reese Wyke, who's following his lead block on the 75 on the block and dips and dives past some defenders to get brought down around the 10-yard line. Strong run from White.
Yeah, 12-yard line by White. And also good job at first short count, so let's get to the outside, make it a little bit more difficult for him. We've seen him run up. We've got a couple times with these, so nice they forced out a little bit. And second down here for the Huskers.
10:57 remaining in the third quarter. Ball now placed just, well, actually it wasn't quite inside the 10-yard line, so ball being placed at the 11-yard line, near side hash mark on the play. Josh Jansen with two receivers to his left side, does have a tight end to the left of the offensive line, and the run up the gut by White, who bounces it out, gets brought down by Marcellus Cole. Big play by White from the linebacker position, and that
will get a ruling.
I'm not sure whether that was enough for the first down, so we'll see where it gets spotted. It does look like it's short. So third down for the Valley Huskers. And it does look like the jumbo package is coming in onto the field for the Huskers. The ball inches short of the 10-yard line. He's trying to get a few inches past the 10-yard line for the first down. As the crowd here at Massive Place Stadium tries to get behind their defense. Short yardage, tries to plunge forward. And it looks like they may have it. Reese Wyke on the short yardage play goes under
I think they
center.
got it and then some.
Flows along the left side of the line.
But we
And
see
gets
the
the
yard markers
first
are moving.
down
So it is
for
first
the
down
Huskers.
Kilowatt.
Great job and getting to their guns through with Reese White. He's been their go-to guy all night long. And he sneaks in for good play call, very smart. And continues here for the Huskers. They try to take the lead here in third quarter.
9:27 on the clock for the third quarter. yard line. So just powering forward, chipping away at this defense and getting closer and closer to that goal line.
Put the word on all of it, chipping away. Great job again by White. I don't know how you don't just keep going to this guy. Obviously, he's probably might get a little bit tired on this race. He's been running a lot, but I would keep giving it to him, especially just how he's done on this drive. Hasn't got in yet, but positive yards all night long. So, I mean, I would go right back to him.
Look back at last week. As mentioned, 3 touchdowns against the Kodiaks last week.
Unbelievable stuff from Prince George, and this place is alive once again.
Well, we were talking this defense hadn't forced a turnover leading into this game. They now come up with their second turnover on the night, a forced fumble. Reese White just fumbled the handoff, and the Kodiaks are on the field for offense, taking over from what looks to be their own 7-yard line. So not ideal field position if you're wanting to start an offensive drive, but we'll see whether this offense can do much like the Huskers, chip away at the field and get themselves into a good spot to come up with some points.
Yeah, 100%. Not the best field position, like you said, but also they minimize allowing points with a really good job defensively. Bend but not break. I think I said that already on this defensive part of PG, but it's really what it's been all night long. Couple chinks in the armor, I guess, if you will, but they've been able to really minimize it and make some big plays in some big spots.
8:31 remaining in the third quarter, which is brought to you by Forest Power Sports. A big turnover from the Kodiaks. And they're now getting ready to get their offensive drive underway. A little bit of a meeting between Liam Oskowski and offensive coordinator Cedric Cunningham. As Oskowski in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, looks towards his left, tries to connect to Jerome Erickson. It looked as though Erickson was trying to go more of an out and up route on that. Hit the sideline and then head upfield. But Oskowski just wasn't showing patience, I guess, to let that route go.
Yeah, I just want to throw it away and try again here. And we've liked his game all night long. He's done a really good job, not just throwing, but running the ball, especially early back in that first quarter. But let's see what adjustment he can make if they decide to run it or go to the air. They've had a little bit of success at both, but time continues to take the third quarter. Let's see what Oskowski can do here.
Single back, he's got 3 receivers to his right side. Oskowski drops back into the end zone, looks to run, takes some contact from 26 and gets wrapped up by the Valley defense. Down at the 12-yard line, it looks like. It looks like it might get marked to the 14.
Nice job by the defense there for the Huskers. Really,
that does bring up third down.
Give the Kodiaks anything on that drive, so you got to give credit again. More credit to more Prince George. Quarter continues to trickle down, and we saw the Huskers close, but no cigar on their last drive. But you got to think it might be coming here for this Husker team. We'll see if they're able to do some damage when they get the ball back.
Number 17, Kai Mitchell, back to punt. We'll be looking for a booming punt on this. A little bit of a wobbler, doesn't make it to midfield, gets caught around the 42-yard line. Number 15 gets towards the sideline, cuts up and gets wrapped up, brought down.
David Coronado
19-yard line. I believe that was David Coronado on the return for the play and gives the Valley Huskers some very good field position after the Kodiaks offense was unable to capitalize on that turnover.
Yeah, not even a bad punt there from the Prince George punt team, but that's a great run, great return. You got to be loving this right now if you're dog again. You smell the end
Ball falls incomplete, so 2nd and 10 for the Huskers.
Yeah, just underthrew it a little bit and ends up being short. We'll see what they elect to go with now. Again, here I am assuming Jess hasn't really gone to the air a whole lot in this second half other than that last play. So wouldn't be surprised if they do go back to him again. But you know who they got right behind the end.
Reese Morrison was the intended target. Just a little high, and Kodiaks were all over it, trying to break up the pass, and third down from the 19-yard line.
That close to an interception there for Prince George. The ball switched direction last second, but I think it was Neufeld that was there. It was that close to picking it off. Nonetheless, let's see if the Huskers can make it a one-point game.
Jansen.
Absolutely dialed in the second half. Special teams also, obviously, but man, an unbelievable block. Prince George gets the ball a little bit better field position, trying to do some damage and add on to the lead. Man, incredible stuff for the Prince George Kodiaks on the defensive side of the football.
Back-to-back big defensive efforts from the Kodiaks. Got that first fumble from Reese White that led to a little bit of an offensive opportunity, unable to kind of piece things together. Then you come up with the Huskers on the doorstep of getting some points with what looked to be a relatively easy field goal attempt. Come up with a very big block on the field goal, sending a few players right up the middle, coming up with the block, and you've got the Kodiaks now back out on the field on offense.
Let's see what they can do, man. I'm excited to see here now what the Prince George offense can do. Pretty good that first quarter. Let's see if they can kind of pick it up a little bit offensively. They struggled in this half, but hey, the defense continue to give them opportunities to do some damage offensively.
There was a penalty following that play that has since set the Kodiaks offense further back than what they originally would have started. I believe just about the 21-yard line. So it's a handoff to Piano Brown, who gets wrapped up and brought down around the 21-yard line.
I'm curious now if you think they're opening up a little bit, maybe look for a deep pass, or if you maybe keep to what you've been doing. You don't want to overcomplicate things, but again, not a whole lot of success right now for Prince George in this third quarter. Let's see if they go there and try and make another spark happen. We've seen it time and time again with the defense, but we'll see what they go with here.
The Valley Huskers have done a really good job of just limiting. Hasn't really been too many big plays for the Kodiaks. They kind of just chipped away. They send the linebacker up the middle, supply some pressure on Oskowski, and comes up with a incomplete pass to number 80.
That is third down.
So another 2 and out for the Kodiaks offense. And if you're the Kodiaks defense, you start at what point you start saying, hey guys, it's time to do your job. We're doing ours.
Yeah, 100%. It's interesting, right, how this game is sometimes. Sometimes the offense is good and the defense struggles. But right now it's a little bit off. The defensive side for Prince George has been terrific. But, hey, time for the defense to go back to work. They've been doing it all night, so we'll see what they can do.
BK Mitchell to punt. End over end punt. In past midfield. Rolak Jr. looks to cut up. might be going against the Valley Huskers, though. Extracurriculars away from the play.
That was a great tackle off that punt. I mean, we saw the last punt return from the Huskers, giving them really decent field position. This ball's getting moved back after the flag, so Prince George got a good spot for that.
Kodiaks, saw last week. The speed he can come up with, especially on the return, the best way to bring him down is just take him out right at the legs.
Yeah, 100%. And, well, let's see what they can do now with Josh Hansen. I mean, he's been slinging all night, but maybe a little bit frustrated with the defensive structure from Prince George. Done a great job. So Jansen's now got to start making an adjustment offensively also, and we'll see what he's able to do here.
So Kodiaks leading 14-10 with 4:58 remaining in the third quarter. Huskers on offense around the 49-yard line. Leroy, handoff to White. Handoff to right, perhaps going back to the run game to try to get this ball back inside the Prince George end of the field, and then they can, go over their game plan from that.
Yeah, 100%. And we said it time and time again, the numbers don't lie. The Huskers have the best, when they're at their best tonight, it's been the run game because of Reese White. So maybe go back to him again, second down, maybe go in there. We'll see. But Prince George is doing a little bit better job with Reese White as a second half.
Josh Jansen rolls to his right, steps up, looks to number 15, David Fernando, who cuts back towards the middle of the field, gets wrapped up and brought down. Looks like Josh Jansen standing out off the field. Along the Kodiaks sideline, 3:08 in the third quarter.
Feel the tension building in Massive Play Stadium. 4-point game. Everything slowly is starting to get magnified. The flags start flying out. Tense times. Prince George, trying to get their first win here. They want it so bad, you can totally feel the energy that's coming. You see it on the field, and you just feel that everything's starting to really magnify in this game.
I mean, you look at the scoreboard, Kodiak's up 14-10. A big play for either side, and it could drastically change where this game could be heading. There will be a penalty, a move against the Valley Huskers, so Kodiak's offense comes out onto the field. Remaining in the third quarter.
Looks like the ball was unnecessary roughness
in
against the
possession of the ball on offense. Skowski under center. High formation, handoff to Noah Schneider, who takes a bit of a pop. It's down to about the 39-yard line.
Noah Schneider brought down at the 40-yard line.
That was his first carry of tonight. Product of Yorkton, Saskatchewan.
shortest drive. Well, nothing really of a short drive out of Prince George, but looked like Schneider had a little bit of daylight, but out of nowhere, a massive hit. But nice little gain there from Schneider.
It'll be second and I believe 8. Second and 8 for the Kodiaks. Near side hash mark. Oskowski drops back. Gets wrapped up very quickly. That's number 4 of the Valley Huskers. Number 4, Jamie Clausen, the stud of this defensive unit.
Anyone touch Clausen on the way out to the quarterback for Prince George Oskowski. So give him credit. Finds a bit of a gap to go through, and he does just that. It's a massive sack there.
It's definitely not the type of player you want to be leaving untouched. I mean, as said earlier in the broadcast, leads this defense in tackles. I believe that's now his 3rd or 4th sack now of the season. And St. Mitchell punts the ball, a booming kick up over the lights. Kodiaks really misplays it. Has to run back. Is at the 40 and gets brought down at the 43-yard line on the far side of the field here. Curious to know whether perhaps he just got caught up in the lights that are going over the field and perhaps just lost track of it for a few seconds.
I know for a fact I've never played a real game of football, but I've played baseball under the lights. And when that ball is up in the lights, it's gone. And when it comes back down, it's tough to track. So definitely could have been the case there. And that forces the Huskers to go all the way back behind midfield. So it was another terrific punt there from Prince George. They've done a really good job in the third quarter. They've had to punt quite a couple times, maybe more than they've liked, but it's been very good.
Absolutely. Huskers offense takes over at the 40-yard line inside their own side of the field, far side half. Play action play. Jansen rolling to his right. He might just tuck it and head out of bounds. Just before the 50-yard line. Good coverage from the Kodiak secondary as Josh Jansen likely hoping that the more he scampered about, the more time he had for his receivers to get open. That's just not the case. He runs out of bounds at the 50.
Yeah, he was looking for a couple options, but really had nothing. Locked it down on defense. Pretty smart by guys just running out of bounds and try something else. But man, Prince George defense, it seems like they get better every opportunity.
49-yard line, inside half line. Jansen over the middle, connects with Joe Minocha and gets brought down inside the Prince George side of the field. Pass midfield, brought down about the 50-yard line. So first down reception by Minocha.
He can sneak it good tonight, Minocha. Couple of receptions in this second half, another big grab there, and in a tight spot to make that catch. It's a massive catch, and beat goes on for the Huskers.
Absolutely. This final few seconds in the third quarter, which was brought to you by Forrest Powers. Josh Jansen hands it off for Reese White, who cuts up. So not much there for the Huskers. Reese White gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Hats and t-shirts being thrown into the crowd here at Massage Place Stadium. The Valley Huskers offense steps back onto the field. Ball on the 53-yard line inside the Prince George end of the field. Second and long though. They have to make it all the way to the 40-yard line on the first down. One formation on the left side. Motions to the right.
Dennis Mora.
45-yard line. Just got
Looks like
nestled
he's
in,
getting set.
found a hole in the defense, and just sat into it. Jansen delivers it. It's a gain of about 10 yards on the play.
And he brings that.
What a massive play for the Kodiaks.
Massive play. What a turnaround of this defense from the past few weeks. 3 turnovers tonight. A pick 6 by Keon Raymond Jr. And I'll tell you this, I guarantee you, Keon Raymond Sr. is taking him out for ice cream.
Massive play and all momentum in the favor of Prince George and the defense the difference so far.
13:56 in.
Keon Raymond, of course, from St. Louis, Missouri, with the
Kodiaks up
Centennial High School was the
21
Offensive
to
Player
10
of the Year.
following that pick 6. A massive return by Keon Raymond Jr. About probably about 65, 70 yards of a return there as the kickoff team comes out onto the field to pick the ball away. This crowd absolutely erupted the moment they not only did with the interception, but the amount of open real estate he had in front of him.
Absolutely threw down, barely untouched. Fantastic stuff from Keon Raymond.
Noah Schneider placing the key will pick the ball off to the Valley Huskers. And this crowd is just enjoying what the Kodiaks are doing tonight. Up 21 to 10 with 13:56 remaining in the fourth quarter. Noah Schneider kicks the ball away. A little bit of a short kick. Rolak Jr. catches it and steps out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Flag on the play. Another flag. We'll see who is the guilty
35-yard line.
following that one.
Yeah, Rolak was trying to find some open space, but he ran into his own guy and he had nowhere to go, so he just decided to go out of bounds. So tough one there for the Huskers, and maybe advantage Prince George. You're obviously getting the pick 6. The defense has been so good in this third quarter. They're going to go right back out there, and it almost feels like an advantage right now. Yeah. The Prince George being on defense because of how good they've been, and they're scoring points. It's been fantastic.
Said earlier, at one point the defense look at the offense and say, hey guys, it's our doing your job. Well, it looks as though the defense took over the offensive job, putting some points up following that pick 6 as they're back out onto the field. Josh Jansen and his offense on the field for the Valley Huskers. Ball placed at about the 20-yard line. Just short 20-yard line. Ball placed near side hash mark. Four receivers to the right side of Josh Jansen. 13-21. Jansen drops back some pressure, heaves it up to Dag Mora. And that's for a incomplete. Dag Mora looking for a passing on the right. Starting to look for pass interference despite the ball falling well past him.
Yeah, Shannon Donovan, the man on the defensive side there for Prince George, giving a little bit of lip service afterward. Give it to the receiver there for the Huskers, giving him the Kemby Mutombo finger wag, and nice job again by the Prince George defense. Jansen under a ton of pressure there on that play also, and almost made it early play, but the Prince George defense continues.
Second and 10. Ball back being placed on the near side hash mark. 13-16 remaining in the fourth quarter. Which is brought to you by Credit Code Casino. That's pick six, a big touchdown. Ran some average touchdown, I would say. Ross Jansen drops back on second down. A bit of a wobbler to Dagmora who pulls it in.
Well, Matthew,
brought down about the
that was
30-yard
Dak.
line.
All right, he was able to get the catch, but there is a flag on the play.
That might just have enough for a first down for the Huskers.
Yeah, I think it is. I think they just got by, and they're going to get another set of downs here. And Josh Jansen looks a little bit discouraged about something. They're moving back. I'm not sure if a flag came up lately. That flag did come.
Offside. Total.
All penalties, it puts them back. And you can just kind of read the body language of the Huskers. Displeasured and discouraged right now, and which is kind of understandable how close they were to scoring. They're unable to, they only got 3 points, and that's all they've gotten so far this half. So you can sense the frustration a little bit from the team from the Fraser Valley.
Absolutely. Josh Jansen breaks the nose for a second. On the play, so Josh Jansen sends Minocha into motion towards the right side of the formation. He drops back, scans the field, and heaves it up, looking for Minocha. Can't hold on to it. Pass broken up by the defense. A big defensive stop by the Kodiaks on the ball break as Jansen tries to connect with his top receiver in Minocha.
A rocket there from Jansen, probably his furthest throw of the night. Nearly turns into a big one, but third down, they got to bring out the punt team, and now Prince George has a chance to really tack on some more points here and try to make this as out of reach as they can, but still a lot of work to do. Still 12 and a half left of football here in this fourth quarter, so still a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. Hayden Saunders line back to punt, line out his goal line as Marquise Banks will return, tries to crack it, catches it in the air, turns upfield, heads down to 45, gets brought down.
The ball is pushed out of bounds.
Kodiak's coaching staff doing
Around the
a good
45-yard
job at
line.
controlling their sideline as well, ensuring that there's no risk of anything being called against them after the play there. 12:06 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Kodiak's offense will take over the ball on the 46-yard line, near side hash mark here at Massage Place Stadium.
Quick thing about the fans here in this building. I have been at a lot of track meets for elementary school. It's the last time I've seen this place full, to be honest with you. And I can't get over how full this place is and how rocking it is. It's just a phenomenal atmosphere. I've never seen this place so full.
Liam Oskowski calling his cadence. Drops back, looks deep. And I'm not sure what, I know he was intending that to go to Marquise Banks, but I don't know why he ended up just throwing that away the way that he did. Given the coverage, Rolak Jr. in coverage, and there's probably about 5 yards different distance between Rolak Jr. and Marquise Banks, and Rolak Jr. was closest to the ball.
Yeah, he was. If he turned around his other shoulder, I think I actually had a chance of getting picked up. But luckily enough, it wasn't. Pretty sure they had another chance.
Second and 10. Skowski drops back, looks left, and connects with number 9. First down for the Kodiaks, and they're now inside the yard line of the Valley end of the field. Ball being placed at the 35-yard line on the far hash mark.
The play again there from Wasowski. Great throw and a great catch, and they continue to go here. Let's see if they can tack on more points or get in striking distance.
11:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. Oskowski calls his cadence. Hands off to Keanu Brown, who tries to beat the edge, tries to spin out of contact. He's still up. Rolls to his left. Oskowski leading block. Gets down to about the 20. A big one. What a play from Keanu Brown. Oskowski ends up going from handing the ball on to becoming the lead block on the play as Brown cuts back to the left side of the field.
Himself there, Keanu Brown, a terrific play, rushing up the left side. Had shades of Eli Manning back in 2007 when he got lost in a little scramble there. But no, a great play there, and they continue to roll here for sure. Kodiaks.
First down for the Kodiaks. Ball now down at the 20-yard line. You can just feel the senses of the Kodiaks having the momentum, and the Oskowski tries to connect with Jerome Erickson on the first down play. Almost gets snapped in half as he had to jump up trying to call that one in, and comes up with the incompletion.
Yeah, there's no way that felt good. Erickson jumped up to try and get it, got hit kind of hard toward the abdomen area. It's a hard play, but that close. But 2nd and 10 here for the Kodiaks. Again, in striking distance, I would keep going in the air. They've been so successful all night long and on this drive.
Second down play. Oskowski calls his cadence, drops back, looks to his right side, looks to connect to Marquis Brett. And that's a gain of about 5 yards. Brings the ball down to the 15-yard line for the Kodiaks.
Yeah, another great job by the Kodiaks. Keeping to the air, doing a great job. And a little bit short, 3rd and 4, but let's try and tack on some more points here. And you're in the lead. You don't want to get too cute with anything. Just continue to add and take the points.
So Jack Cochran will come in. I believe this may end up being about a 25-yard field goal. Actually, a 23-yard, 22-yard field goal attempt for Jack Cochran with 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Oh, and the flag. Kodiaks, Huskers offside. You bet you can probably see Kodiaks offense go back out onto the field following that one. About 4 yards to go for the first down. Offside, 5-yard penalty, and that may just put the Kodiaks offense back out onto the field and on the doorstep of the end zone.
I think you just look at the body language again of the Huskers. Look at the Kodiak compared on both sides. The Huskers, half their team sitting down on the bench, a little bit quiet. Every single person on Prince George, energetic, a lot of energy. Obviously, the whole crowd held a lot, but you can just kind of sense the atmosphere on both sides.
So it'll be first down for the Kodiaks. Oskowski, bit of a play action. He runs up the middle. Can he make it? Touchdown!
Struggled a little in the third quarter, but the offense is starting to fly here. 20-10, and fantastic stuff. Prince George can smell it with 8:43 left to go. Still lots of work to do.
And that is a Grand Trunk Tavern touchdown for the Kodiaks, as Jack Cochran will line up for the point after. And it is 28-10 of the Prince George Kodiaks. We got more DCFC football action coming up after this 30-second break. Jack Cochran getting ready to kick the ball away to the Valley Huskers with the Kodiaks up 28-10 with 8:43 remaining in the fourth quarter. And here we go. David Coronando returns the kick, tries to skip on. Flag on the play, likely a face mask on Coronando. Followed by kickoff brought to you by DNC Charter.
There is a flag on the
Valley Huskers offense will come back onto the field. I do anticipate that flag being a face mask call on number 15, David Coronando.
Yeah, I think so also. Good hard tackle. It was a great kick also. That's probably the best kick we've seen all night long. There's been a couple weird ones, but that was an absolute bomb all the way downfield. And top field position, down 18 points. And Jansen's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get his group back in this game.
It will be a penalty against the Valley Huskers, which brings them
Oh, it's Kodiaks for a face mask in front of him.
not where you want to be starting an offensive drive, but here are the Huskers.
Hold on for coming on their own 2-yard line.
5 remaining in the fourth quarter. They are down by 8. Kodiaks looking for their first win in franchise history.
Pass is complete to Dylan Minocha.
And that is a completion for about close to 20 yards on the play. Gets the ball out to about the 21-yard line. So it will be a gain of 20 yards. First down. Quick connection from Josh Jansen to Dylan Minocha right over the middle.
That's been that all night long. It's really all season long. He's another guy on the wide receiver.
Jansen drops back again. Stands to his right side. Tries to connect with number 17. That ball is incomplete. So second and 10 for the Valley Huskers. Probably safe to assume they're probably going to try to go more with a pass-heavy offense now being down 18 points with 7:53 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 100%. You got to start slowing if you want to get to the point. Like you started off, but you need to get downfield, and you can't slide not necessarily on the Huskers side. And Jack thinks that's real close here. He was going to win.
Jansen looks to his left after getting the snap, looking for number 6, Braden Smith. Gets brought down. Ellen Polk is moving up the leg.
Not able to get past him. He'll be short by a couple.
Tackle by Moore. They'll limit the damage, and now UTS think they're probably going to go for it, right? 7.5 to go. EMA as well, 33. So we'll see if they look at
Offense out onto the field. Looks towards his left for a quick hit to number 17. He gets brought back. Tackled for positive yardage. Eventually the Huskers down on that one.
I think another first down there for the Huskers, so rightfully so they go for it, third and short. And,
Yeah, it looks like he got that first down.
last time they were third short, there was a pick 6, but Jansen made sure that doesn't happen there. Another first down here for the Valley Huskers.
The Huskers will be first down on the 36-yard line, near side hash mark. Josh Jansen drops back, looks left again, looks over the middle, a little bit of a tip on that, but it's connected to number 17. He gets tripped up again around midfield. Marcellus Polk, another tackle for him. But the Valley Huskers move the ball to midfield here on the logo of Passage Place Stadium, as they're just chipping away at the field.
Tackle there by Robert Bennings, doing a great job defensively. He's sneakily had a really good night out there for third short. It's another great
Jansen rolls to his right, connects with Minocha. Gets it down to about the 7-yard line. So very close to another 5:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kodiaks up 28-10. Looking to hold on for their first win in franchise history after losing 2 games to these Valley Huskers so far this BCFC season. Jansen draws back, looks to his left, looks to connect with Reese White. Reese White getting involved in the passing game, tries to spin, gets the ball down to the 2-yard line. As Marcellus Polk down on the field, looks as though he might be favoring his hand following that play.
Don't go anywhere here. Jansen starting to push the pace and downfield, go the Huskers with Minocha also. It's felt like it's the only guy he's thrown to in the second half, and rightfully so. Again, you got to think, keep going to him, and he's been terrific all night. And again, time's running out for the Huskers, but they continue to storm downfield.
Marcellus Pope is down on the field, being tended to by the training staff of the Kodiaks. So we'll take a quick break, and hopefully we can see if he can get up off the field. We'll be right back.
Luke Rodriguez crosses the goal line, and that is touchdown for Tola. There is a flag on the play.
Welcome back, and while we were away, the Valley Huskers come up with a quick touchdown pass from Josh Jansen to number 87, Luke Rodriguez, following the injury to Marcellus Pope, who spent that play on the sideline, a noticeable gap in the Kodiaks defense, but the Huskers added a few more points to their total for the night to bite into the lead of the Kodiaks. Again, a deep ball pass from Josh Jansen to number 87, Luke Rodriguez, who got in behind the Kodiak secondary, and Aiden Saunders is now out to kick the point after 4:47 remaining.
Extra point is good.
Is successful. So 28-17 now. So Kodiak's holding on to an 11-point lead with 4:47 remaining in the game. Kodiak's kick return is out onto the field. Looks as though Jerome Erickson back to return for the first time tonight. Huskers potentially lining up for an onside kick, so expecting a little bit of a hoping for some luck, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so. Still, you need a quick stop, obviously. You want to minimize the decent field position that PG could get, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try and mix it up a little bit. And hey, the Huskers are still here. We're still looking to chip away. 11-point game. Still got some. You need a quick stop, but they're able to get one. Time could be on their side in the dying minutes.
So the ball, because of the penalty on the previous play, the ball will be kicked off from Frisco's own 50-yard line. Aiden Saunders with the onside, a little bit of a longer kick actually. It's number 80 for the Prince George Kodiaks. Andy Banzel comes up with the catch on the kick.
And the defense all
Kodiaks offense coming out onto the field. 4:43 remaining in the fourth quarter, which is brought to you by Treasure Cove Casino. Kodiaks up 28-17 in front of their home crowd here at Nassau Place Stadium.
First Kodiaks game, Ethan, you always said this, but I am astonished at how cool this is. Just obviously the score and them being up has kept this crowd in it, but just you look at the crowd and everything, it's just been unbelievable.
Absolutely. Hand up, Keanu Brown, who dashes a little bit, a little pinball action, and moves the ball to about the 29-yard line.
Keanu Brown, the ball
You
carrier.
feel bad for making your work your first Kodiaks game rather than just sitting in the crowd.
Oh yeah, well, if I was in the crowd, I would be maybe indulging in the Crossroads, the Kodiak new beer that they have, and it's been awesome. It's great to be up here in the booth, and first time for me on the mic for football, and couldn't have scripted it better with the guy to my right, the football wizard himself, and Ethan Red.
We've got 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, so we'll enjoy the time together that we still have tonight. Prince George Kodiaks looking at a second down, 2nd and 5 yards to go for a first down, ball being placed at about the 30-yard line, far side hash mark. Look back at just kind of how we got to the point that we're at. We opened the scoring with a touchdown from Andrew Johnson in a short yardage play for the Kodiaks to open the scoring up 7-0. That was followed up by a touchdown from the Valley Huskers to tie things up 7-7 on a little bit of a dump play to the running back from Josh Jansen. And later in the first half, Andrew Johnson came up with his second short yardage touchdown on the night to go up 14-7. Then, in the third quarter, a field goal from the Valley Huskers made it a 14-10 score, and then a big pick six from Keon Raymond Jr. to drastically shift the tide of this game. Returned it huge, about a 70-yard pick six return for the touchdown to push the Kodiaks up. I think I might actually be forgetting a touchdown. I believe Liam Oskowski also had a touchdown after that to go up 28. And the Huskers just scored on their last offensive drive, a touchdown pass from Josh Jansen to Luke Rodriguez to make the score where we're at right now with 4:15 remaining in the fourth quarter, 28-17 for the Prince George Kodiaks as their offense breaks a huddle along the sideline, heads back out onto the field. Ball placed at the 30-yard line, far side hash mark from the grandstand here. 4:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Liam Oskowski calls his cadence. Drops back, looks to his right, tries to connect to Jerome Erickson. He does. There's a bit of a move from Erickson. Heads up the field and gets down.
Offense here in the last 4 minutes. Being up 11 points, if they stay aggressive, if they want to run. But again, you don't want to overcomplicate things offensively, and they've been doing very good throwing the ball. So it makes sense that they continue to throw it, but just starting to get magnified. You want to get your first win in program history. So just tense time. It's interesting to see how they're going to approach it.
5-yard penalty.
There will be an offside penalty called against the Kodiaks, so brings the ball back to 25-yard line. So 2nd and 10 for the Kodiaks offense. 4:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kodiaks holding on to an 11-point lead. Ball placed on the far side hash mark. Kodiaks trekking the field. Broadcast led looks over the middle and finds Cody Mitchell wide open in the middle. That should be enough for a first down forward for his goal.
Massive first down, especially with only one timeout left on the Huskers. So it's a massive first down. Continues to get that second one.
Remaining in the fourth quarter as the Kodiaks offense breaks the huddle. Huskers lining up in a 4-2 formation on defense. Skowski hands the ball off to Noah Lang, who gets wrapped up very quickly in the backfield. A helmet rolling along the field, and Lang gets brought down.
Number 8, Noah Lang.
32-yard
Didn't
line.
get very far after
Really to go there.
see
And
how we sort this out.
the clock now stops, 2:58 remaining. And got check time here for the Kodiaks. Can they hold on and get the first win in program history? It's a massive spot in this game as times continue.
Looks like a loss of 4.
Get more intense, and it's going to be an exciting finish. It's going to come down to the wire.
2:58 remaining in the fourth quarter here at Masters Place Stadium. The officials called the 3-minute warning. Might as well take a quick 30-second break
At
while
Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind.
we'll be back right after this.
Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mountain.
More whistles from the officials before the play even gets underway. We'll see what exactly is going on. Receivers waggling to this line of scrimmage and a quick hit to Marquise Banks, but it skips off the turf.
Couldn't quite pull that one in, and that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Kodiaks.
Third down for the Kodiaks as the punt team comes out onto the field.
Punt team's been good all day long, or all night long, I should say, and it's a big spot again. You got punting's been very good, and it's a massive punt here for Prince George, especially where we're at in this game. We don't want to give the Huskers any sort of life here late in the fourth.
2:52 remaining in the fourth quarter, which is brought to you by the Treasure Cove Casino. A. Mitchell back to punt the ball away to the Valley Huskers. Probably try to aim this one towards the sideline. And number 15, David Orlando, lets it bounce a little bit. Picks it up around just before the 7-yard line. Gets brought down at the 42-yard line. The Valley Huskers offense comes back out onto the field and looks to cut into this Kodiaks lead as they're down by 11 points with 2:25 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Another terrific punt again from the Kodiaks and a great tackle
side of the field. See whether it might be an offside call on Valley. One of the receivers getting a little ahead of the cadence, coming offside. Offside on the Kodiaks. So my apologies. Offside on the Kodiaks defense. Ball will get moved up to the 46-yard line. And connects to number 80, Lake, who's still up, running, gets wrapped up by the Kodiaks defense, gets brought down. Another flag on the play.
At the 50-yard line.
That penalty might be on number 93.
Huskers continue to stick around here. 2:21 to go. They continue to move the football. And a couple penalties on the Kodiak side. It's helped them obviously also. But hey, still some
Penalty against the Kodiaks.
All work to do. But man, they've been doing a really good job here lately.
Coming into this matchup, the third and final matchup between these two teams. Having defeated the Kodiaks in week 1 and 0. They are now inside the field on offense. Josh Hansen drops back, looks to pass out to Reese White along the sideline, who's in just short of the 20-yard line.
Reese White, the ball carrier once again.
Taking a few steps out of the backfield. Gets connected up from Josh Jansen. Close to the first down.
Big for him to get out of bounds also. Stop the clock and try to keep time on the Husker side as best they can.
2:15 remaining on the clock. Kodiaks 28, 17.
Pass was incomplete.
Is that going to be enough? I'm not sure.
Huskers now
Field goal
make
is
it
complete.
28-20 game.
With another 3 points on the board.
153 remaining. And expect the Valley Huskers to potentially go for it. Looks as though the Kodiaks offense will be coming right out onto the field. So Kodiaks offense taking over from the 35-yard line to start this offensive drive. Avoid the whole possibility of an onside kick.
Just time to take care of the football now for Prince George to get out of here with a victory. No funny business, get a first down, you're probably going to go home happy. So let's see if they're able to take care of the football and get out of here with a victory. On home field for the first time.
Absolutely. So Liam Oskowski lining up, looks as though he will be under center. The ball being at the 35-yard line. Prince George's end of the field. It's a handoff to Keanu Brown, who finds a hole, skips past his defender, gets the ball down to the local 40-yard line. Second down, a gain of about 6 or 7 yards on the play. Second and 2, so a gain of 8 yards on the play. Second and 2, ball at the 43-yard line. 147 remaining in the fourth quarter. Oskowski back under center. And he hands it off to Keanu Brown, who gets stopped and wrapped up very quickly, but still able to punch forward for a few yards. Very close to the first down. Not sure whether he got it, but he did punch forward for a few extra yards after getting wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Now it's going to be very tight. I'm not sure if it's going to be 1 or 2. Curious to see if you run it, try and get a first down. Punting it. If it's called a first down, it's going to be probably the end of the night here. But big spot here in this game. You can hear the coordinators across from us over at the Huskers side. They're all fired up, thinking that they might get the ball back, but we'll see what they call here.
It looks as though they will be bringing over the chain gang over to measure this one up, see exactly whether Kodiaks
Well, they plugged the ball short so far. They called for a measurement.
First down. Buck 27 remaining on the clock. Kodiaks up by 8, 28-20 against the Valley Huskers, the team they've lost twice against so far this season. The Kodiaks looking for their first win in franchise history during their inaugural season as members of both the BCFC and the Canadian Junior Football League. And the measurement comes up just short, so
well, the officials are calling it 3rd and inches. What are your thoughts?
3rd inches for the Prince George Kodiaks as the offense will stay out on field looking to extend this drive.
I say, quarterback sneak, 3rd and inches, try and get out of here with the victory. We'll see what they like to go with.
Tries to draw the Huskers offside. He will go in under center and plunge forward for the first down. Kodiaks. They get a fresh set of downs. Oskowski is able to pull forward for a yard or 2 to extend this drive and get his team even closer to that win column.
First down, Kodiak.
Just got over a minute now. Clock's now running. Minute 5. Skowski in the offense. 1st and 10 now from their own 46-yard line, near side hash mark, and it's a handoff to Keanu Brown, who tries to beat the edge, cuts back, gets wrapped up, and will get brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of about 2 yards on the play, with 47 seconds remaining on the clock. 2nd and long for these Kodiaks.
I think they keep it to the run, keep the clock ticking down, so they let the go in here. 8-point game. Prince George, 47 seconds away. It's 10th time here at Massive Place.
So ball spotted. 54-yard line now. 2nd and long for the Kodiaks. High formation. Skowski is. They'll hand it off to Keanu Brown, who finds a hole, breaks it to the sideline, and is at the 40, cuts back towards the middle of the field, but 30, and he is, I'm sure he's gone. Running out of a little bit of gas, actually. Keanu Brown gets brought down just to the 10-yard line.
Twice this season. It's got to feel good on both fronts. And Keon Raymond got his little Gatorade shower after the first victory. And they might do one more play, it looks like, but
looks as though they're perhaps a little premature on that one. 3 seconds remaining, but nonetheless, this is a lock for the Prince George Kodiaks, coming up with their first victory. They took 4 games, but they find themselves finally inside the win column, handing the Valley Huskers their 2nd loss of the season. Here at National Sports Stadium, and they said their home crowd, home with an incredible night here at National Sports Stadium.
fantastic night. I mean, from scoring on the first drive to Raymond's pick 6 to the last run of the game to put it without reach, a blocked field goal. This game had a little bit of everything in a good way for the Prince George Kodiaks. The difference, in my opinion, already, the defense of the Kodiaks really changed the game tonight. They win by 1 possession, not pick 6. Maybe the difference of this football game. Fantastic effort from the Kodiaks. They get their first win there. So they're going to see that they struggled against, and they're able to get one now. Let's see if this puts them in a good direction moving forward in the season. And man, just a fantastic night all around.
Absolutely. As I said, it's been 3 years in the making. Everything up and running, the organization up off the ground. Again, how happy this crowd is at Nassau Place Stadium to witness the first win in franchise history.
The inaugural season, the fan support of this Kodiak team is fantastic. People are hugging in the stands, high-fiving on the field. For these kids, I mean, some of them haven't played in the it's so cool that these kids are a chance to play in front of this town. It's a very unique opportunity, and must feel pretty damn sweet to do it.
Absolutely. 28-20, the final score for third score Kodiaks. We've got the post-game show coming up after this break, brought to you by Crossroads Brewing.
Thank you for coming out for the first Kodiaks win. Make sure next home game you're here to be just as loud. September 10th, we'll see you there.
That's right, September 10th is our next home game. Tickets are available now, and of course you want to make sure you've got your season tickets. And you can already get in on that 50-50 draw for the September 10th game. In the meantime, have a fantastic night. Have a safe drive home. If you have imbibed, and we do implore you to find yourself a safe ride home. And we look forward to seeing you again really soon.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mountain.
Just witnessed history